All right. What's good, Lorcana fans or Sabrina Carpenter? I am here today with Bruce, Matt, and Corey. Obviously, I feel like most everybody knows me. I'm Panda or Tanya. Um,
They
I'm
don't know
actually.
me.
Oh, okay. Actually, that's true. Well, I didn't introduce myself, so that's why I didn't say my name. But then I was like, oh well,
Then
maybe
you just
people don't know
glazed
me.
yourself.
Of course, gotta glaze myself. Um, gotta give myself a thumbs up, right, Corey? Uh, so so today we're gonna kind of talk about LCQs since they're coming up literally what in
7 days,
7
we leave.
days. Yeah, you guys leave in 7 days. Well, Matt and Corey leave in 7 days. The rest of us will be idling by watching the stream, hoping that
Cheerleaders.
they made it to the main event. Um, so, what are you guys most excited for with LCQs? Besides, obviously, winning and making it to the main event.
Uh,
Baymax promos.
I was gonna say losing round one, and then going to do side events and getting a Baymax promo.
I want that Baymax promo. You gotta get 4. We need a play set.
I really, I want to make it to the main event because I really just want the Baymax sleeves. Like participating in Continentals is cool, but like, have you seen those sleeves?
do
Like,
you do you get the
How do you
sleeves
get the
for?
sleeves? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they just gave them to everybody that like that
qualifies.
made main event.
You should.
It's
Oh,
either
Isn't
that
I
that
or it was
want
like a
that.
feature match thing. I
the
saw it
match
was
like top 8 or something
yeah,
absurd? Isn't it?
yeah, the mat's top 8. That
That's
shit's
The
crazy.
like
Baymax mat. Oh,
wow.
it's so
Yeah,
pretty though. I love it. Oh, it's gonna be so nice.
$6,000.
Uh, Wait, so if you get into the main event, do you still get the like from a LCQ? Do you still get the like invited to the ball promo, even though
Yeah,
technically you weren't like invited to the brawl
you
to the
earned your
ball?
invitation.
yeah. I should get that earlier.
You were scratching and scraping at the back door of the castle trying to get
I,
Yeah, they were struggling to find my name. That was on them.
yeah,
in.
yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah.
like, you're not on the list, and then
How
you
did I win?
flat. Yeah,
I bibbity bobbity
checking.
booted on the list. You know,
Yeah.
That's funny. That's exciting. Did you guys get into both the AM and the PM, or are you guys just doing the one or the other?
I
You
believe
don't know?
you only get to do
you're
one.
supposed to only get to do
Then
one.
they
We'll
want
see how it
proof of
works out.
you.
Well, I know that wasn't there EU people that like
Yeah, they
So
got to
yeah,
do both.
some of them did,
I
but yeah,
literally the guy that won. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think he did
yeah,
do
yeah.
both.
He did
Yeah.
the AM
Yeah,
and then
that's gonna
lost
be
one as
Corey.
PM,
That's gonna be
one
Corey, but not
also.
losing the AM. He's just
I
gonna
just
win
want
it
to win
out.
the first one if I do win any.
Okay. What decks do you guys think are gonna be most represented at Continentals? Or actually, what decks do you think are gonna be most represented in LCQs?
Amber still.
I definitely think
Which
those different answers for both of those.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Yeah,
why I asked the first
Deal
one.
for LCQ.
I think LCQs are going to be packed with people in Diggy Hole because
Such a
uh,
good deck.
it's it's a decent deck. It's got a lot of good matchups or like slightly favorable matchups, and it's obviously the deck that's done the best most recently. And people
Mhm.
usually will just trend right
Default.
into an event, so
Yeah.
uh, that's why I expect to see it the most. Like in LCQs in the main
Yeah.
event, I don't anticipate seeing it that much.
I, I'm curious if it's. I remember we were talking about this. I think yesterday at League, but you guys did say you think that Diggy Hole is gonna be most represented, but I kind of wonder if people are just gonna default to like comfort of red, blue, red, purple. Like obviously, we're gonna see probably a decent amount of that in the main event, along with green, steel, and then just traditional amber song or like a variant of it. But I don't.
I think blue red will be the most represented deck in the main event. I think for LCQs it'll probably
Really?
be I think for LCQs it'll be Amber still, but that's just
Has it been the most represented deck in like most of the DLCs?
what blue
Not
red.
most. Yeah, not most of
Yeah,
them, but like the last 3, I think.
it was like Ember, Emerald still, and then Amber still, and then blue-red, I think.
Yeah, Emerald Steel's still like pretty strong.
This
You don't think
3
Emerald
DLC
Steel?
3 DLCs ago was like right after,
Bucky.
because it was Bucky
Yeah.
format. So
Literally, I think it was Bucky because it was Fort Worth,
Vegas, and then Seattle.
Vegas, and then Seattle. Yeah, so Bucky format and then non-Bucky format. Trying
I
to
guess
build back.
Chicago was after
Strange
Fort
format.
Worth, which is like a weird format.
Oh yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah, because
like,
wasn't that like wasn't that like
it was
Bucky?
Bucky errata, but no new set.
Yeah.
So it's like a really like off format that like I think Red Purple won. I think that was I think Red Purple that won that one. That was like I think that was just because it was the comfort pick for the event.
Yeah, especially with no Bucky, I think too, because like Green
Bucky
still
was
was
the
trying.
only thing keeping it in check at that in that format.
At that time. I say no Bucky, but like a rotted Bucky, which is practically no Bucky if we're all being honest here.
Yeah,
It's
they didn't
a
have
rotted.
Bucky in their list if they
Yeah.
did anything.
Yeah. That's funny. Do we do we want to predict what might win the LCQ or the Continentals, the NA Continentals, or do we want to?
Red purple.
Is it because you're
Man.
playing?
What one? The EU one.
Yeah, I mean
It did
safe
win, yeah.
pick. It converted really well. There were
It did.
six red purple players, and 3 of them made the top 4. So that's like pretty absurd.
You know, in
I
a
think-
best of 5, red purple cooking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I think
Like,
it'll be Still Song, but then
Really? Why Still Song? I mean, I feel like red purple is just kind of like a normal pick for most of us to like assume. But why do you say Still Song?
because I think Still Song eats Diggy Hole alive. I think if you have
It
like
does.
if you have
Can confirm.
the right hand, you can like really easily abuse red purple.
Yeah.
And play. I mean, red blue is like even red blue currently. Like with the current build for it, if they start off with like a really aggro start, it's just too slow.
Yeah.
So
I agree with that. I also think that, like you guys said, like in a best of 5, red purple is like really strong because it kind of like has that longevity. I also feel the same way about Amber Steel. I don't know. I don't know if anybody else feels
Yeah.
that way. I feel like those are the 2 decks that I feel like can just kind of go head to head in a best of 5, and it actually probably be a really good game for one, and it'd be kind of grindy.
The
Depending on the deck build, I think too.
the thing with Song is like, we've always said that it either like high rolls you or just like does nothing. And so I think in like a best of 5, you're allowed to have one game where you do nothing. If the other like, amount you need to win 3 is like you're just dominating. Like
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with that for sure. Yeah. I'm excited to see. I hope it is honestly, I kind of hope it is Amber Steel and Red Purple in the finals. But
I also just think with like I think the current like song list that I've seen are on like 3 to 4 Zeus, and Zeus just answers Shark, and like red blue currently the way it's being played, I feel like it needs Shark to win or to like stay in the meta because it's so slow. But I mean, who knows what people have cooked up for the format? It could be completely wrong. People could be on like a lore still version of the deck that just we haven't seen in the wild yet. So
yeah, I definitely expect a lot
that'd be
of
crazy.
that word like very unfamiliar with competing in the main event.
Yeah, I got cooked by an emerald ruby action discard deck the other day, and they like quadruple sudden chilled me, and then got like 2 of their sudden chills back with sharks, and I was like, I was just never having a hand this game.
Did you say green red?
Yeah.
Ugh.
And then it's been like pretty silent on the front of all the top players.
Oh yeah, of course. They're trying
Everybody's
to
locked down.
Yeah, locked down and locked in. They're not trying to leak any of the goo. Makes sense. I mean, for some of them it doesn't matter because like everybody knows what they play. and they know they're not going to. So like Kendall, realistically, is like the only one that really actually comes to mind, because
Zahn, he's
yeah, Zon
everybody
too.
expects him to be on green still.
Maybe even Wonder, like even some of the lab guys, like because we probably know like Green Steel, Red Purple, the Candio probably going to be on Amber Steel realistically. So yeah, but I'm kind of curious to see the decks that get played. I'm gonna be at work with my phone propped up watching the
I also
Continentals.
just know NA typically is like less conservative, like deck building wise, than EU. So we'll probably have a lot more spice in the deck list.
Trust. So,
Yeah.
do you expect like for LCQs for more people to take in like wild stuff and like hope to get the edge and like surprise factor and just like burn through an LCQ, or do you expect more people to take their comfort pick? Like that's all I've seen on Twitter is conversations with people being like, I don't know what I want to play. I'll probably play what I usually play.
I feel like comfort pick is like the move, right? Like it's a high stress situation. You don't want to go in there with some fucking spice you've never played.
Well,
think
but then I've also like I
It's
popped
the rogue
into
factor.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because then you could just put the stress on your opponent. Yeah.
In Yu-Gi-Oh, we always made the joke that like if your opponent's reading your cards, you've already won the game.
Oh yeah,
So it's
for
like
sure.
it's a lot of people like the rogue factor. Like I think
Yeah.
I saw a channel earlier that put up like a Ruby Steel deck, and like we actually talked in the chat about a Ruby Steel deck, like actually being like semi-competitive. So like
Yeah.
I could see people bringing that, but I think in a best of 3, most people are just gonna go with the consistent performing builds that they feel comfortable with.
LCQs are best of 3, main events best of 2.
Yeah.
Best of 2 source.
Yeah, there's no. I think that it's gonna end up being more comfort pick for the simple fact that whatever you go into LCQs with is what you're playing in the main event, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Like
You
yeah,
can't
like
get different deck
you
lists.
lock in your deck list, yeah. So it's like
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. That's how it is in Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Like
I thought it was different.
Yeah, in Yu-Gi-Oh it is. It's that
yeah,
way.
like
If you
you whatever
LCQ with
you.
a deck, you get on your invite with that same deck list that you play in the main event.
Yeah. So it's like realistically they're building a deck that should be good in both formats, which any deck is realistically good in a best of 3. It just depends on if it's high rolly or not. But if it's not good in a best of 2, you're not going to want to play it in LCQs if you're locked into that deck and then get your invite and then you're like, "Oh, cool. I'm going to just X2 drop real quick, you know, or X1 rather. Get kicked out. Go do side events." Like, you don't want to do that. So, but yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to see some of the lists. They're not doing they're not streaming LCQs. That'd be so sick. That'd also be super unfair to the people that like win. But yeah. How's your testing going for LCQs, guys?
Corey's gotten days worth of testing in the past week, it seems.
I know.
Been trying to get as many reps as possible. Just got to decide between two decks, and I think they're both really good options. It's just a matter of, I guess the thing is, which one do I feel more comfortable gambling with? Because it's like, if I play any deck you play, if you get into a pod with like the deck's hard counters, it's just like an unfortunate series of events.
Yeah.
So you're always just trying to fill out like, what do you feel like has the most successful matchups, and like if even your bad matchup, which deck is like the most like I can still pull one out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's coming down to the wire. So I just have to pick something soon. I know Matt's already locked in.
Matt's been locked in for weeks. I think he locked in before he left for California.
He locked in before the tickets went on sale.
He's like, I got my ticket. I know my deck. This is what I'm doing. Yeah.
Yeah, and those are like kind of like the two mindset approaches, right? Like test everything and play whatever, or pick something and grind that until you're like ready.
Yeah.
I'm here as a catalyst for those that are going.
Yeah, same, right? Like we're just here to.
We're here to be reps.
Yeah. I can pilot pretty much most decks pretty well. Well, I guess the 2 decks that Corey's considering, so because those were also my 2 decks, but yeah, no, I'm excited to see what you guys pick. Wait, is Lucas going? Lucas isn't on the stream today, which kind of or the cast today, which kind of sucks because he's also going to LCQs and so is Chris.
No, Lucas is not
Well,
going
Lucas
to
is
LCQs,
competing.
He's competing.
Yeah. Oh,
He's
sorry, not
main event.
LCQs, but he's competing main event. Yeah. Wait, did Chris get his LCQ ticket?
No.
Ah, that's sad. I thought he got it. He finally was able to
Somebody
get a
got
ticket.
off like tonight, so hopefully like he started the shot.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sick. Is Lucas already locked in? He's playing.
I
Playing
don't think it
himself.
was. I don't think it was ever a question.
Yeah,
Like
he had a small stint of not being committed.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. I don't know. You guys will just have to wait and see what colors they play, because I'm sure like we'll do a little reveal after LCQs are over of what they played. I'll make them. Don't worry, guys. I won't be there. But I'll make them do it. So I'm excited. We have a couple of announcements. Really quick, I just want to interject. We are starting an Intro to Lorcana segment podcast.
it's a video series.
There we go. There we go. I like the word did not come to my mind. So if you have any advice you would give to yourself, what you would have loved to know in the beginning, because we've been running into a lot of people at CCS even. I think I played 3 people that had just gotten into the game during Maribel set champs, so last set, right? Yeah, last set. And they were asking questions like, what's mulliganing? Like, what's a good mulligan? You know, what does it mean to play on curve? Just different stuff like that. And we want to, because there's a lot of information about this before, you know, 6 sets ago, but there has been not so much coming up recently. So we wanted to kind of give a little bit of information. So if you have anything you would have liked to know, drop it down in the comments. We'd love to hear it. So with LCQs next week, Continentals next weekend, potential worlds, what, in March?
Yeah, it's in March.
Worlds in March. What do we think about the DLCs this year? Do we think they're going to drop the event list before Worlds? I feel like they should. No?
I don't think so. I think all of it will be held for announcements during Worlds.
It's gonna be like a really big hype fest.
Yeah, because it'll give more people a reason to watch. Like even if you're not like a big watcher for like the competitive play, but you like want to go to DLCs for like side events or promos or whatever. It's another reason to tune in. And then if they don't reveal anything at our NA Continentals, then it'll just increase the viewership for Worlds when they stream that. So
that's true. Maybe they'll drop like a couple of cities, but maybe not like the whole list. And like after Worlds, we'll get the whole list. Because like I want a date for a DLC. Like I want to go to a DLC again.
I think we'll get 2 big announcements at NA Continentals. I think we'll get the actual dates. Like we'll get like the true dates of it, and I think we'll get the rest of the promos.
Oh, for DLCs?
No, for Worlds.
Oh, for Worlds? Oh, yeah, because we only know Whole New World, right?
Yeah.
What do we think the promos are going to be? Maybe it'll be a Be Prepared and Luca will finally be happy.
I would like to see Be Prep at some point. There's just no way that it doesn't cycle back in some form of like a set champ promo or a big event promo or something like that.
I'm honestly surprised that it isn't already a promo. Like I feel like it should have been. Like that's definitely like one of the top cards.
Should have been Be Prepared.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's just like such a like clearly they're like kind of saving like the monsters for like big things like
makes sense.
Like Worlds, like a whole new world is an insane card. Like to say for this type of event.
What if it's Whole New World? Grab your swords and be prepared from set 1.
Grab your swords isn't that cool.
Grab your sword.
Yeah,
I love grab your
dude.
sword. That'd be so good.
You play Amber Steel and don't play grab.
I feel like Amber Steel players should play one grab your sword.
It'd probably be
Fight
something
me.
like aerial, like a crazy aerial crew.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
that'd be
I was gonna
sick.
say a whole new world, Ariel, and like Sad Beast or Bebret
Just
or
tell me you want
Fox.
someone to win.
I think that's what he said.
Fox would be incredible.
Like Fox
Fox
would
would be
be
sick.
crazy. Rabbit or goat, like just top 4 goats.
Oh, that'd be sick. I
But
think Rabbit, Fox, and Goat should definitely eventually get a promo. I want to see those.
I want them to get like a gift set.
A gift set? Like a gift set
Yeah,
promo? Like the Lilo?
like an all-star gift set. Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, like
that. But
when
you
does
get
that
like
drop?
you said what?
When does that drop?
When does what drop?
The Lilo
Lilo
like
gift
gift set
set.
thing?
I think it's like early next year.
Next year?
Or
This
this
year.
year.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
was like,
forgot it was just New Year's. My bad.
I was like 2026. That's gonna be so irrelevant. Oh man, that'd be crazy though if it was actually 2026. Oh my goodness.
I've seen places like already pre-ordering both the next 2 sets.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
people will do that, and once it gets announced, they're like, "Oh,
Wait, what's
put in
today?
your pre-orders."
Oh, tomorrow. Our locals starts doing pre-orders for our next set,
I already
which is
submitted mine.
exciting. Yeah. So many sets coming out of Pokemon and Lorcana. I might get a promotion. It's probably a good thing because we're about to spend a lot of money on cards. What? Go ahead. Sorry.
Not me.
Matt doesn't buy like cases.
He gets cards the responsible way.
Yeah, singles.
It was
That's no
really
fun,
fun
though.
when there was value in Lorcana, but not now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the value I think the value will go up because with more people like playing the game, and realistically the collectors of the game in set 1 were like the big reason why there was a lot of value. But we're 6 sets in. I don't know if they're gonna keep going.
I think they need to add something besides Enchanted, so you can get like a mid rarity like card, like a 4
Yeah.
borderless, something to just like, because like obviously there's money in foils, but like the foil pull rates for the good cards, you're like
Yeah,
praying.
it's so bad. Yeah.
So
Breezy in Wonderland were literally talking about this. I think last week on I
Yeah.
think Lorcana After Dark. They were like they need to do something.
yeah, because there was
Like,
the tweet about it, or it was like
yeah.
somebody posted a Reddit thread where they were talking about how like the EV on Lorcana is like awful.
Mhm.
And
You
even though
buy a case at like retail and then pull like the best of the best in every box, you will lose money.
yeah,
Like it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
which
It's not gambling when you always lose.
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
2
exactly
enchanteds
what
out of random packs.
yeah, that's like
Or the
I
top
guess
enchanted has to reach that Elsa level where like it pays for
Yeah.
everything if you somehow hit it.
or
Top enchanted being $150 is like
Yeah, crazy.
yeah,
And like a bulk of the enchanteds being like 50 is like
I mean, like
whatever.
Mufasa, the last set was
Yeah,
very
that was a good
popular
one,
and
but-
like kept value, so like that was nice. I guess it does like the popularity matters.
this one Baymax like had, or Tiana had it shine at first. It was like one like almost 200,
I
and
feel like a
then
lot of people
Baymax got
also
bought out.
not crazy about the like treasure map design, so it's not
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't crazy about this enchanted design. I actually liked it. I thought it was
yeah, I don't mind it, but I get how like Disney
Yeah,
collectors
it
don't
doesn't
love it.
appeal as
Yeah.
vastly.
They like colorful.
Yeah. Everybody wants Enchanteds to look like Shimmering Skies Enchanteds.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
It's like I just want the card to be like screaming in my face, and I'm like, I really like Sisu. Like the black background popped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really
That's-
liked some of the Ursula's ones.
but it's just.
Jasmine was my favorite.
Yeah.
But yeah, just in terms of like promos, this like I think we were trying to talk. I was talking to somebody about it the other day, and they're like, "Well, all the promo we got Dragonfire, which is like a rare. We got Cindy, which is like a super rare. Rapunzel, that was a legendary. So it's like a rare, super rare, and legendary. And then so it would be like they were saying it would have to be from like set 3 and 4 that they were predicting like the promos to be. And then I was like, but the whole new world set 1, so it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I was like, it's probably just going to be cards that people like. They know people want. Like
that's the best way to do it. Like that drives the
Yeah.
market.
Yeah, I mean, whole new world is going to be, in my opinion, I think whole new world is going to be like a $10,000-$12,000 card, just because people are going to want to buy multiples because somebody's going to put it in a deck and play it, and it's just going to be ridiculous.
That person is a psycho.
People will do
never.
it though.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
But I was like, so my predictions would be like Sad Beast. I think Sad Beast would be a good one.
I think Sad Beast would be a really good one.
It's
you also got to factor in like cards that don't have an enchanted, because they kind of said that if it got an enchanted art, it's probably not a promo because they want to like preserve the art, for like save the art for that. But
did Big Stouthearted didn't get a enchanted, right? But I think that they said that they're gonna release all 6 of the designs because they loved them so much. Because they've released 3 so far.
Yeah.
And there's still 3 more. So
we'll see. I think the only one that I would really want is like B Prep, Sad Beast, and then some package in the Merlin Mim bounce package. I think would be sick.
I want Noi.
A 1/1 gold goat, first place instead of BLT.
That'd be crazy. How many BLTs are printed? 500 or 800?
It's like 5 something, like 550 or 500, something like that.
Dang, we have a long ways to go before we get a new gold card.
No, I think we'll get a new gold card next season. But
I
that's
really like
because they didn't keep
Mulan Enchanted.
Oh yeah, that'd be sick. Or a promo.
Which Mulan?
The Archer Mulan that shifts.
That one's
not an amazing card, but I just always wanted it to have an enchanted.
The art on it is so good.
Yeah, it's gorgeous card.
What cities do we think that DLCs are going to be held in this year? Do you think that they're going to go back to the original list and then add more? Or do you think they're going to change it up?
Yeah, I feel like that depends on how many they have. Like
when did they announce
add a bunch, or if they have to change cities? You know?
When did they announce DLCs last year? Was it early?
No, it was in January. I think
that is early.
Yeah, but like the game had been out for like a little bit.
Oh, true. Yeah. And they had one every like 3 months.
It was around that.
It's every other month.
Every other month, and then they had one back to back, right? At the end of the year, it was Vegas and Seattle, right? They were like practically back to back.
I mean, they were a month apart.
Oh, it felt like they were really like much closer. I don't know. I kind of hope that we get one in North Carolina.
I want one in Charlotte. Like Charlotte would be. YCSs were always amazing.
Or Raleigh. I'm down for Raleigh
if they
too.
do North Carolina, it'll be Raleigh.
It'll be Raleigh or Charlotte. Either one.
Really, I feel like it has to be Charlotte.
Really? Why do you think?
I think it's Raleigh because like the reason they started doing the YCSs in Raleigh is because the convention center costs are way cheaper.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, because
did they advertise the one in Texas as Dallas, or they always said it was?
It was Dallas Fort Worth.
They would always do that for Yu-Gi-Oh too. Like they'll say like YCS Philadelphia, but then you'll be in like the town over.
Yeah, like YCS Chicago was in Rosemont, which is like a sub-city of Chicago. But I think they'll probably stay the same. But I agree with Matt that it very much so is going to be determined by how many they hold. Because if they do like one a month, then I think it'll probably be like smaller cities in states. Like instead of being in Seattle, they might do like Tacoma or some shit. Just like because the
I want to
drive
go back to Seattle.
the drive to attend won't be as high because
Right.
people won't want to be spending it every month. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd, e-
So,
I'd
Yeah,
either
that's
like
exactly.
go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, that's like exactly what I was thinking. Like what Corey said was like they just do like interchangeable cities. Like the Seattle will just be Portland, and those are like gonna be the same local players, and just things like that.
yeah.
I'd like to see like either like the few destination cities we have. Like I think like Vegas being an annual thing would be cool.
Mhm.
The smaller cities, so like cost isn't as crazy. It would be nice. I would like possibly like I know we've kind of talked about this before, but like just like a mid-tier level of competition to be announced that isn't a DLC. Like we could save the DLCs for like these destination cities, but then have like regional level events that are bigger than set championships. Like set champs
Mm,
are cool and all, but they're locals, like glorified
yeah.
locals. So like I'd
Uh,
like, something that feels more competitive but isn't necessarily like this big expensive trip to
It's an easy drive
Vegas.
weekend trip, like like
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh
Yeah,
regionals are.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
CCS.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
like
also,
CCS but like from Ravensburger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. I would like that too, actually. I didn't think about that. I didn't go to regionals though when I played Yu-Gi-Oh. I only played for a couple years, so it's
But
like
I would expect the finals and worlds to be at different locations. So
oh yeah.
Anaheim and Orlando would just become DLCs next year.
I think
That could be
I
cool.
I think Orlando or Anaheim will stay as a continental for us, but I think next year's Worlds will be in Disney Paris,
Yeah,
just because they're
Tokyo.
built. They just announced that they're rebuilding like part of Disney Paris, I think, or they're expanding it or something like that.
That
So
makes sense.
it just seems like the perfect opportunity to bring more traffic to it. So uh, I think what we'll see is we'll probably see at least two more DLCs. So we had what, six? I think we'll probably get 8 NNA, especially because they got Oceania now. There's one in Oceania. They'll probably give EU one more. To give them 5 or 6 or whatever they're up to now, and then we'll also have. But I could also see them not, just because there's also going to be Latin America, Japan, uh, China, like all of that are going to have like to start doing DLCs for the game now that they have the product release there. So they could just like do like keep us at the same amount and just incorporate the other countries for like their own like, and
That'd
then
be
just stream
crazy. There'd be
those.
a DLC like
that would be
being
perfect.
streamed every weekend. That'd be nuts.
No, it wouldn't be every weekend. Every
I know. I was exaggerating a little bit, but that'd be crazy though. Still.
like every month there would be a DLC
Yeah.
essentially. Which I mean, they're pretty much was almost that last year, and that was the first year.
Some of them
So,
like were like weekend apart too. Like we'd have an
and,
NA DLC and then they'd have an EU DLC.
and I'm sure some obviously we won't be able to like watch because like Japanese tournament is going to be at like 3 a.m. for most Americans or whatever. So,
Yeah.
uh, I
I
think
remember trying to watch
don't think it
just
would be that
the
bad.
EU Continentals, and I was like,
Start at 4 o'clock.
yeah. Corey like stays up until 3, and he's like, might as well stay up till 4 because Continentals is starting soon. Like, and then I wake up to it just playing, and I've like missed, I don't know, like
3
4
rounds, 4
rounds
rounds.
or already, 5 rounds already. So
You don't
yeah.
need to watch the first few rounds of Swiss.
I I just
Be
don't.
anybody playing.
I think we need like a northeast. I think we need like a northeast, east coast. Like Atlanta's cool, but it's usually like that's like the belly. Like we need something in like
Yeah.
Northern Virginia, not Philly, maybe DC,
I would guess New
not New
Jersey.
York. Trenton is like a big place for
I
like
just
card game
feel like
tournaments.
we're gonna have to
Yeah,
get
that's
one
true.
close to New York.
Yeah, New York
I'm down
sucks.
for Virginia, because then we
Philly
could go to
sucks. We
Jollibee
don't want to go there.
and gold
Yeah, I
coins.
got a Jollibee shirt when I was in California.
I have a Jolly Bay sweater. Jolly Bay. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm done. Yeah, no, I'm excited. I cannot wait to get the list for. I just feel like the time is just like edging on because I want the DLC list so I can be like, okay, cool. Now I have something to prep for because that's kind of the person I am. Because I'm like, I'm not going to LCQ, so now I'm just kind of like,
Going to Australia.
You got to put in your Tamagotchi.
I I'm just like, at this point, I'm just like, okay, I'm playing, I'm testing for Matt and for Corey and for whoever else comes to our house to test. Like, I'll be the tester, I guess. Hand me a deck and I'll play it. So
There's still local events going on.
yeah, but that's kind of
It's the
Ace
lull.
tournament.
yeah, it's
It-
like the
Yeah.
lull between like
Every card game has this. And it's
yeah.
just like that's where like you have the companies like your CCSs and the SGC, SCG, whatever's that
Mhm.
like those are kind of like if you're close and you can do it, like that's your filler.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
it's
really
like
want to go to a SCG.
I do
Yeah.
too.
I do too, but there's never any in North Carolina when there's not another event.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And I feel like the set champs are so far away, even though they're literally in like 3 weeks. It just feels like it's so far away, and so I'm just like, feel like I'm twiddling my thumbs playing card games.
it's just like that. Like I said, it's every card game has it. Like Yu-Gi-Oh, when regionals are done and everybody's waiting for nationals, and you're just like, all right, cool. What do we do for the next 2 months? Like,
Guys,
or
Like
nationals to
we
worlds.
grind the dead format.
yeah. I also think part of it for me is that like I haven't been overcooking as much as I normally do.
Oh, yeah.
God bless.
Okay, but
That's just not
Okay.
even true, too. You've been playing crazy Oswald builds and stuff.
I don't like build. I'm just like playing them on.
I've seen them on hard
Online.
paper.
Yeah,
I
I've
did build
literally
one.
watched you play Oswald.
I did build one. I don't know. I built like a steel Chromacon Oswald.
Yeah,
That one
yeah.
was fun.
That one was awful.
fun. That one was fun. I beat people
You're
on.
like, what do I do with this 6-drop uninkable item? Jeez.
I mulligan that thing, or I ink
Well,
it.
you got it off your mulligan.
I hope I have a fishbone and I ink it. I think the issue with that deck is that this is way too high on uninkables. Anyways, I digress.
Blue steel just not even real anymore.
It's
Never was.
me
I
and
would-
Bruce literally talked about this yesterday.
Yeah, like I felt like it, like as an residential blue steel person here, like it just feels like blue red is such a good deck that like the gap has always been like kind of rough, but it just feels like it's gotten bigger every set as red blue has gotten better, and blue steel hasn't gotten significantly better. But like I was listening like right before I fell asleep last night, Wonderland was started streaming. They were like tiering the decks, and like they had blue steel at like 4. Like it was
That's
like
crazy.
it was like amber steel is S tier, and then A tier was followed by red blue, red purple, blue steel, and then I think the 5th deck was like green purple or something like
I
that.
want to know what blue steel list they're tiering in an A tier.
It's
'Cause,
just like
It's just
the
there,
issue
so
is just
yeah,
so
mold.
inconsistent. Like I feel like the red support and the blue support has been phenomenal in my opinion for blue red, but like the steel support, like the blue steel gets the good blue support, but like the steel support's just like
What
I
about your
guess
boy
this
It's like-
card.
Hawkins? You guys were hyping up.
the best part about like steel is being like the removal, and we just haven't got any like significantly like abusable like mass removal for blue steel, and like along like the most recent like big removal has been like Zeus. Like Tink Graviosaur isn't like what it used to be.
Yeah, honestly, they did Mob Song dirty. It costs 10.
You got Twin Fire and Unfortunate Circumstance.
Twin Fire is
is
pretty
really
good though. I don't hate Twin Fire.
I like Twin Fire, but like it's just
They
again
gave
like
you BK.
Blue Steel's uninkable count, like, and it's like is just already kind of like meh. Like we're playing Baboom instead of Fire the Cannons just to keep our uninkables in check situation. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, Twin Fire is another uninkable, and you have to discard a card in your hand. You're already inking cards out of your hand with Fishbone Quill and just the regular ink.
You just like can't get rid of the must answer cards as well as like the other decks seem to be able to, like, without them getting to stick for longer than you want.
Yeah.
Like you'll answer them eventually, but like by then it's too late.
Yeah.
I also just think like for Blue Steel in general, like the card, like they're your 4-drops in the deck are like not as like good as like the
Yeah.
other, like for example, like in Purple Steel you have Goat, Rabbit, Genie, and like those cards when you put them into play they do something. They can sing Zeus to kill your opponent's Genie or your opponent's Elsa, and like you can like win the Genie War and gain resources. Whereas like in Blue Steel you're like Hiram, which you're like typically never going to be able to stick that against like a red deck because they can just brawl it. And then like if you play Tala, it's good, but it's like you're also combating with like how far I'll go, or like on your turn 4, do you want to play like Fishbone, ink something, play a 2-drop Fishbone, ink something, play an item, something. So I think it's just like not built
They should have
for
gave high
to play the
reward.
removal cards. You know what I mean? No, they should not.
It should
Give high
be
reward.
much more efficient. And like you can't, like early in the format, we were like a lot of people were playing like no wheel lists and like trying to get around that. And even now, like that, like you can do a lot of like early like aggro Matt's like, I'm done blue deck talk. But yeah, like you just like people are like moving back to wheel now and just trying to like push through how strong red blue is. Like
Yeah.
there's just, I don't know, it's like you always feel like you're in a losing battle there.
Oh, I think his computer like freaked out.
I'm going too hard.
You just got tired of talking
What
about
happened?
the blue decks.
Yeah, the Sapphire talk was driving me crazy.
It's awful.
I was like, how about you just don't play an item on one and your deck is good?
Oh God, that's what I'm saying. Like if they play, at this point, like that's kind of how I've been feeling in testing. Where if you play an item on one, you've passed, bro.
Yeah. I've been trying to like mess with different builds that aren't playing item on one. I also feel like item on one isn't like totally necessary either, but it just like depends. I don't know. I'd rather
I'm
like
saying
get
item on one
character.
is bad. Like play
Yeah.
a character that does something.
I think character 1, character 2, then you can either item or character 3. Then like I don't know, because also the items aren't relevant until 4 or later. So it's also like.
All right.
Playing Fred can be prayer.
You heard it here first.
The
secret tech to being good with Blue Steel or to playing with the blue decks is you have to play 1-drop Basel. That way,
don't play with me.
That way you can like do 2 and then 3. You're ramping and shifting into your Basel that says draw 2 cards if you shifted.
We don't even need Hiram anymore. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Hiram who?
Then we'll just never see Basel. Oh my god, but okay. Well, we will see these guys after LCQs. Our next podcast will be the following week. We're gonna check in with Lucas and Matt and Corey and see how LCQs in the main event went.
Hopefully, Chris.
And hopefully Chris. Hopefully he gets a ticket to be a competitor. So, but okay, bye guys.
Shout out House of Cards.
Oh yeah, shout out House of Cards, our sponsor.
Shout out New Jersey. What's the New Jersey?
Oh yeah,
New
our
Jersey.
New Jersey.
I like New Jersey. It's a cool place.
No, I
okay.
don't. I don't like. We don't like these.
All right. Goodbye.